Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great 2 weeks. I ended up not doing the show live last week. I got a really bad headache because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was dehydrated. I didn't eat enough that day. And I was cramming in clients and I completely overbooked myself. So by the time it was ready to do the show, I was completely exhausted and not feeling well at all. Lesson learned, right? I need to practice what I preach, balance, moderation, and nourish my body. So that is what I'm going to be working on, folks, is getting my act together so that I'm taking care of myself too. Okay, so we are officially in August, and it has already started off to be an intense month with another round of mass shootings. We have earth changes, weather stuff, and, more of the purging of the dark to be brought into the light. So astrologically, we start this month off dealing with some of the after effects of the eclipse energy and Mercury retrograde, which ends up being completely passed by August 15th. So that energy will clear. So you may still be dealing with miscommunication issues, confusion, dealing with past issues coming up, things from your past needing to be looked at, changes to plans and everything in between that is going to maybe cause you a delay or a challenge. Look, retrograde isn't all that bad. A lot of amazing things happen under a retrograde period. A lot of growth can happen during that time as well. And you're going to experience what you put your energy into. So if you're focusing on the negative aspects of the retrograde, well, that's exactly what you're going to experience. If you focus on the positive aspects of it, then that is what you'll experience. So once we get into the middle of the month, there's lots of positive opportunities. You'll have your creativity is going to surge. You'll have a lot more energy. Things will be manifesting. You'll be tying up loose ends. You'll be closing doors, opening new ones. You're making room for new beginnings all around. So there's a lot of great positive things coming this way. It's a great time to release the old or have old projects come to completion, and then seeds that you planted are starting to sprout. You're going to start seeing that happen more and more all month long. And it will be another month of some highs and some lows. I feel like there's going to be more highs than lows. But again, it's all depending on what's going on in your life. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight, August 8th through to August 15th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So general themes. This week, you may begin to acknowledge your own need for healing. Your creativity is surging. You're using your hands and you're acknowledging the healing power of touch. So you might find yourself wanting to be more affectionate, or maybe you're going to get an energetic healing or laying of hands or praying with hands. Anything at all to do with touch, I feel like is really going to be a theme. So you're connecting also with your heart's knowing more, and you achieve a sense of accomplishment in some area of your life that has been a little bit turbulent. So you're going to start seeing things become unstuck. You're going to start seeing things. Hey, sorry, I had to kick the dog really quick. Not hard, a gentle nudge, because he's over there like making a bunch of noise and distracting me. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, so you're going to see things become unstuck, and you're going to see things happening, in the areas of your life that have been really challenging, that maybe you've been going through a phase of destruction. Well, you're going to start seeing the renewal happening, right? The rebirth, the regrowth of things. Some of you will find yourselves at a crossroads. A decision must be made. And which way are you going to go, right? Just know that whatever you choose and whatever direction you decide to follow and whatever you're pursuing and whatever this decision is connected to, this crossroads, you're going to be traveling in that direction a little while. So choose wisely, really think about it, evaluate if you want to continue on the path of pain and suffering, or if you want to move into the love and light. And the love and light may feel like the scarier path because it forces you to be vulnerable. It forces you to embrace change. It allows you to let go of things that you hold on to for survival purposes, not because you actually need them. It moves you through all of your fears. So that can be a little scary. However, once you take that leap, you will be forever changed for the better, and you heal yourself and you live your best life. All the things that you want to see happen come once you get rid of that catalyst of pain. You heal yourself. So do what's best for you and what will make your soul sing with joy. That will be the right decision for you, right? Think about what will make you happy. Don't think about the fear aspects. You can always go back to being your old self. We have another round of activations or downloads happening on a cellular level this week. They contain instructions for the manifestation of your true purpose. And this activation will create a quickening of your development. And with this new information coming online, you'll be able to make course corrections and make changes that align you more closely with your true purpose and your true direction. Now, some of you may be consciously aware of this download happening. Most of you will be living your life as usual, and I don't feel like you're going to really notice what's happening. You may realize it if you're not making necessary changes and choices. Then the universe is going to force those onto you. It's going to force you to make those changes. And yes, you have a certain level of free will, some of us more than others, and everyone's percentage of free will differs. And it all depends on what your soul contract is. So with this activation, everything that stands in the way of you fulfilling your divine purpose will be removed, and that will be everything from emotions, misperceptions, beliefs, people, things, everything that you could possibly think of that would be an obstacle to you fulfilling your true purpose is going to come up and be dealt with and have to be looked at and have to be healed. There may be moments this week where you feel like everyone needs to be doing more or needs to put in more effort. And there may be times this week where you are putting in extra effort or you're doubling down on your efforts to get things accomplished. You're ready for action, like you're ready for things to happen. So just focus on you. Don't get sucked into other people's lives and dramas, and don't project your level of effort or expectation onto others. Everyone is here to grow and learn at their own pace with everything in their life. So, just because you might know how to do something better at a job doesn't mean you need to project that onto other people. You can guide them, but don't force everything onto others. Now, some of you may have a difficult time focusing and get easily distracted this week, while others may need to take some time off to re-energize. And a message coming through says, learn from spiritual experiences. Know that what is happening to you is divinely inspired. Learn from your current experiences, then share them with others. Your animal spirit energy for the week is the firefly, and the firefly is inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating, and this high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or an awakening that quickly fades if you do not catch it. And I do feel like this is directly connected to your life purpose. There's firefly energy behind every poem, behind every song, and every invention. And our job is to be ready to harness this energy and this creative spirit when it graces our path. So what can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When you're in balance, maybe you're writing, you're creating, you're brainstorming. When you're out of balance, maybe you're feeling burned out, things feel dull, you feel bored. And to bring that back into balance, to harness that energy, you want to write. Whether you write a poem, write a song, write a letter, whatever it is, or you can draw, and that will help bring you back into balance. Work, for those of you that are employed, It's back to school time, so I feel several of you, whether you are a teacher or parent, I feel like you guys are going to feel like your workload has increased, and it may feel overwhelming until you find your balance. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. And regardless if you have children or not, I'm getting a heavy workload and lots of responsibilities and duties this week for everyone. Those of you that are looking for a job, I see some of you getting hired into a position that will be demanding and really test your skill sets, but you love it. So congratulations to those of you who land that job. Love, for some of you, this is for committed relationships. For some of you, work could be interfering with your love life. Make time for each other. Some of you will realize you've lost that loving feeling and you're taking steps to bring back that spark. You're coming up with ideas. You guys are really like doing it together. You're communicating. You're wanting to get your love life back on track. You want to feel connected. You want to feel loved. So you're putting in the work. Some of you are going to be dealing with a level of dishonesty in some way. And then some of you may have a wandering eye. Maybe you're checking out some eye candy around, which is fine. You can look, but you can't touch, right? So don't be tempted. And unfortunately, I do feel like some of you will be tempted and you will end up touching. And I do feel like some of you may find out that your significant other has touched, right? So there might be some cheating going on here. Those of you that are single and dating, I feel like some of you will meet someone, but neither of you really feel ready for a commitment. So I feel like you need to keep it light. You need to keep it easy. You just need to have some fun together. Don't overthink it. Stay in the moment. If it's meant to turn into something, it will. If it's not, you're going to grow and evolve as a human being. And that is a beautiful thing because you're falling more in love with yourself. And that is the whole goal. So some of you may realize that although you tell yourself you want a relationship, all of your time and energy is put into money, work, and your sense of security. So get real with yourself, acknowledge if that's what you're doing so that you can make space for love. Finances. Some of you may receive some financial assistance that you've been hoping for. For some of you, this is through work that you've already done. And for others, it's really unexpected. It could either be a loan or it could be maybe some sort of social service type assistance, or maybe a friend helps bail you out. Whatever the case is, I do feel like a lot of people will be experiencing some sort of relief financially. And some of you may feel like gambling or taking risks with money, hoping for a big payout. I don't see that working out in your favor, so I would really caution against gambling or taking any huge risk this week. Health, some of you will be accident prone, and these accidents seem to happen while you're playing or goofing off in some way, right? You're not really paying attention to what you're doing. You're being silly. Maybe you have one too many drinks, you twist your ankle in your high heels, right? Been there, done that. Maybe you're deciding you're going to try out like some jet skiing all of a sudden and you're not that good at it and you crash and burn, right? So it's something like that. It feels minor injuries, but again, just take the caution, pay attention to what you're doing. And then lastly, with health, I just feel like there's a few of you that really need to take some action when it comes to your health. You need to do something. You know you need to go to the doctor, or you need to lose a couple pounds, or you got to watch what you're eating because your sugar levels are off, your blood pressure's high. There's some stuff going on, and you know you need to take that. You know who you are. All right, spirituality. You may be looking at how spirituality plays a role in your working life, and are you working somewhere that sets your soul on fire, or are you just there because of the security of a paycheck, but you're miserable otherwise, right? So I feel like you're really going to look at that. And some of you may feel spiritually bored. Go explore new ideas, explore new concepts, new belief systems, look into aliens, look into whatever piques your interest. Don't be afraid to go there and explore and learn and grow. That wraps up this week's intuitive messages for you. Let me get to tonight's caller. I have Dana in Christchurch, New Zealand. Hi, Dana. How are you? Finally.
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
I'm so glad we're finally able to connect. I know I've been trying to connect with you for a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm nervous.
You're all right? Are you sure? I feel like things are a little bit better than before.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. So, the thing
Yeah.
that I was connecting, I'm sure you probably have some specific questions for me, and please ask what they are. But before we get into what is going on with you right now, I just wanted to let you know that when I was kind of connecting with future potentials for you, I was picking up on nothing but happiness, success, financial worries coming to an end. It felt like either a new job or even if you're working right now, a better job or improvement in some way when it comes to the working area of your life, or whether you're a stay-at-home parent or, going to school full time. Like, I feel nothing but goodness coming your way, and I don't want you to give up before it shows up.
Okay, yes.
Did you? I couldn't hear you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So what is
Yeah.
going? What? You don't need to be nervous. And how can I help you? What is it that you wanted to maybe talk about? What area do you want me to look at? I mean, again, I was feeling a lot of positive things coming your way. And I kind of feel like a lot of this stuff will happen starting maybe around November timeframe. But I think you're going to start seeing things happen more quickly for you beginning in September. And then there will be, but it's going to require some action on your part. You can't sit home and, stay in sadness and fear and anxiety and worry. So is there
Wow.
anything specific you want to talk about?
Um, not yet. I don't think so. I'm a bit shy. I'm real nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. It's just you and I. Nobody's even watching right now. Trust me. Nobody's watching us. You look, you don't have to worry about anything. And, I can cut out this when I post it on my YouTube channel. I'll cut out our call. But right now, I just want you to feel comfortable and just talk to me. And we can talk about some things. And then maybe what we do is we talk a little bit off of air another day. But right now, let's tackle some things. Don't be shy. Trust me, nobody's paying attention to us at all right now, except for you and I and maybe Dave. And he's probably not even paying attention either because he's working.
Okay. Well, what's coming to mind when you're saying that is like a relationship that I was in for a pretty long time, like 5 years. We're still talking now. I just want to know like more about that.
So I feel like the two of you have really had some highs and lows. I feel like it's been a really intense relationship, going from really great things to really, fighting and having disagreements and not getting along. But I really feel like you have the possibility to strengthen this relationship. I do feel like you can go to the next level. But I feel like you've got to work on, you have some insecurities and some fears. And I think what happens is if you feel him pulling away or not showing up in the way that you think he should, then automatically you assume he doesn't like you or care about you or love you or that he's doing something wrong. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can work on those things, and what I'm going to do is I am going to give you a book. I'll email it to you that you can read.
Okay.
Because it's going to help you with the communication part with him. It's going to help you with the insecurities, because I do feel like he really cares about you. Look, he has his jerky moments, okay? You're not in the wrong. It takes two. So he definitely has his own sort of issues, but ultimately I do feel like he cares about you and he loves you. And I think the biggest issue is he doesn't know how to handle you when you're upset. And I think he feels like he doesn't know how to make you happy. So then that freaks him out and it just, he kind of just gives up.
Okay, that makes sense.
It does, right? So work on those things, because I really strongly feel like you guys can really reconnect. And I do feel like there's potential. Do you have children, or does he have children? Why do I feel children? I feel like there's a connection to children.
We have children together. We have 2 kids together.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of love there, and I really feel like there's also a little battle with him of trying to be a grown-up and trying to be a father and a husband. So I feel like there could be times where he would rather just go to the bar and hang out with his friends than be at home and be a dad and a husband. And I think that causes problems sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in those moments, give each other a little bit of space. Try not to freak out about it. Just communicate what you feel. You've got to work on expressing yourself and not being afraid to say what you need and what you want and what you feel. And I think if you can work on that, you guys will kind of get into a better, I call it a groove. Like, I feel like you'll find this flow that works, and things will deepen, the things will get easier. I think it will be easier with the children as well. I feel like we need to bring a little fun into this whole relationship and the kids, and we just need to lighten up a little bit, right? Like right now, I feel like everything, you're very intense about everything. You're very emotional about everything. And I think if you can detach a little bit, that's going to help you a lot with growing, and strengthening this relationship. And if you read the book and take the pointers in the book, I think it will also help you. Sound good?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about work? Is there any other subject you want to touch base on? I know.
Me and my parents.
Okay. You're fighting?
Just a little, not fighting. We fought about it, but it's sort of like something's come up that's sort of like torn us apart sort of thing.
It's a sort of what? I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit.
It's just like, sort of like fighting sort of thing. But I want to go back to how it used to be between me and my mum. We were like best friends before this sort of thing came up.
Yeah, I feel like you guys just had a difference of opinion here. Over something silly is what it feels like. I feel like it's not even... I feel like you see it one way, she sees it another way.
Yeah.
Was it over like an object or money or an item? Like, it feels like it was over something that just seems like it's not.
It sort of started. It was about a bill that came up.
Okay, so it was yeah. And okay, look, I think she wants to be right. It's your mother. She wants to be right. You got to be wrong. That's the simplest way that I could put it with her. She has a strong will, and if you want things to be the way that they used to be, I would let go of who's right and who's wrong. And I would just say, hey, Mom, I'm sorry. I don't want to fight. Whatever the resolution can be, you split the bill, you pay the bill, you figure out a way that would be a good compromise. And I think if you approach her in that way, I feel like she'll forgive and move on, because I think she misses you as well. I feel like she's actually really sad.
Yeah.
She's sad, but she's stubborn and she won't admit it. She won't admit that part of this happened because of her too. Like, I feel like both of you are somewhat responsible for this.
Yeah.
Go see her.
I think that's what you're talking about is the bigger part of what's happened recently.
The biggest part is of what happened recently. You guys confronted each other.
Yeah. We don't really talk or open up like we used to anymore. That's
Well,
why
if you guys ended
from Gisborne. I came here
the what?
like all the stuff I pretty much told you in the email. I've come here to just like breathe a little bit. That's why I think at the beginning you could feel that things were a little bit better.
Yeah. You took some space, and I think you need to continue to take a little bit of space, and then when you're ready, go and talk to her about this. Dana, I have to go, but we will continue talking a little bit later. Thank you for coming on the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.